Jamie, first up.
Cooper out, just not enough runs from a senior player, and it's basically a dead rubber. So Ross has been making good second 11 runs, including 100 last week. We thought it's time to give him a crack and probably a good long run at it. Good player.
What does it mean for Coops?
Difficult. He's certainly in our probably first or second pick in our one-day side, and he's got to put a lot of runs on the board and contribute in a lot of ways to get back into that 4-day team. But it's not the end of him by any stretch. We had 103 games ago, and that was awesome, but just the overall contributions weren't enough for him to hold his spot. Timing.
Given what he's been through in the last few years, though, sort of on the cusp of senior and not so senior selection.
Yep.
Is it a worry for him just before the end of the season?
Yeah, mate, it's a worry for all of us. He's a senior player in our group. A bit like Ferg, we expect him to carry the group when the rest aren't going well. So he needs to find a way to do that. He has a tendency to go missing for 3 or 4 games in a row, and we can't afford that with a senior player. He needs to make sure we're getting good scores all the time. He knows that, and he's got to come back and find a way to do it.
The season began with such promise. Is this a disappointing finish for you?
Yeah, it is. It's a season of great things with our representatives in the Australian cricket team, and coming back, the excitement of those 4 guys coming back for the second half of the year was huge. But we haven't been able to put it all on the board at one time. We were in the hunt at Christmas, and probably still in the hunt 2 games ago. Really, 17 runs, and we're here playing for a spot in the final. It's a small margin, it's a fickle game.
Can you pinpoint any reasons, Jamie? Or?
Look, at times the bowlers allow the batsmen to get too many runs, so the 380 with a juke ball is probably a lot to claw back from, and then being bowled out for 220, quite often a low score in our first innings, and then trying to get ourselves back in the game in the second hasn't been ideal. So we've got to find a way to handle that juke ball and make runs in the first innings. That's our challenge out here tomorrow.
The ball gets talked about a lot. Should you play with it all year or not at all? I mean, half the year, it seems like the Redbacks batsmen in particular battled a bit with it in the second half of the year, as a lot of teams have.
Yeah, I think we've got probably 3 players in the top 10 runs scored this year, but we've also got 3 in the lower half. So I think every team's struggling. Some have had a few more contributions though. WA bowled out for 90 or 80 the other day. Talking to Justin Langer, it's tough, and it's a challenge for the coaches. It's quite exciting for us to coach how to play that ball. It swings all day. Every batsman's like an opening batsman because it goes around corners for the whole day, not just 10 or 15 overs. So it's a massive challenge for the batsman, especially when they get out of form. It's hard to get back. As far as playing with it all year, don't know. It depends what we're going to play Test match cricket with back here.
Would you like to see a standard ball worldwide just to save this issue?
Yeah, it'd probably be nice. I mean, it would make that company very rich, I assume. But I don't know. It's good to have challenges and other groups vying for the test ball or the first class ball. Definitely, because it keeps the standards up, keeps the prices down. I suppose it's quite expensive getting those balls out there, but it would make it easy. We've got a kookaburra, then we've got a white kookaburra that doesn't do anything. Then we've got a duke that does everything. So it is challenging for the batsman to get into any sort of groove.
Is there an answer then? I mean,
I don't have it. I love the duke because it's a challenge for the coaches, a challenge for the batsmen, and it makes the bowlers in the game, which kookaburra at times it's a very flat game and lots of runs are scored. It depends what we want. Maybe the mix of both is probably really good.
Is that the toughest skill in the game, starting innings against a ball that's moving? I saw it in Port Elizabeth with an old ball. Teams are always losing wickets in clumps because batsmen just can't get in. Is it?
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's really difficult when it's going both ways and swinging a lot. So your number 6 and 7 generally coming against an older ball that doesn't do much. And now they're, like I said, they're like opening batsmen. We have to train them, coach them differently. They have to face new balls in the nets a lot more. So we've worked that out. It's probably a little bit long. Two years in, 10 games in, we need to train a little bit different with those lower order batters.
Pick 2 openers.
Pick 6 of them maybe.
So 4 openers, almost.
Yeah, or train them to be opening batters. I mean, we try and have blokes flexible and be able to do any role in the game. So that's another challenge, especially in one-day cricket. Now we've got to do that in 4-day cricket.
Is there any evidence to suggest that guys coming through the system younger, playing against the Dukes, are going to be better at it?
Well, we need to put it in. If we're going to use it and them get better, we've got to use it in club cricket for a start, I think. But no evidence. They need to train it, and we need to coach them a little bit differently as well, I think.
What's the plan now? Would there be I know, I mean, obviously you do a review over winter.
Yeah, well, we review all the time. Firstly, we've got to work out who we want to contract next year, and that's a challenge in itself. And then we do review of each player and how they went and what they need to improve and how quickly they need to get back into it, after their break. So it's, in one way, it's really good because we've got some challenges ahead and the players know that, and they need to step up. We've failed in 2 Shield finals, now we've failed to make a final. It doesn't really matter where we finish. We were so close to being top 2 with, in one game, 2 wickets with the new ball. We couldn't get those 2 wickets, and last week 17 runs. It could have been very different, but it's not. Now we go back to the drawing board and see how we can get better next year, which is brilliant.
What is this? Have you got an 11 for this?
Not yet, mate. I'll go and talk. Travis out there waiting for me now, so we'll go and talk about it.
How does it look?
It looks pretty good. But with the Duke, it's also a challenge because it swings all day. You also want 4 swing bowlers, but it'd be nice to have a leg spinner in your side or a spinner in your side. So, the challenge is which way do we go? Possibly toss of the coin.